If you feel stuck right now, let me tell you something important. Feeling stuck does not mean you are failing. It doesn't mean you are weak. It doesn't mean you are behind. Life has seasons, and every season has a purpose. Right now, you may feel trapped in a job that doesn't excite you, in a relationship that feels draining, in a routine that suffocates your dreams, or in a mindset that keeps you circling the same thoughts over and over. But being stuck is not a permanent state. It's a signal. It's a wake-up call from life that something needs attention. Growth never comes from comfort. Progress never comes from waiting for perfect conditions. You might feel stuck because you are on the verge of a breakthrough, because the universe is forcing you to pause, reflect, and redirect. The truth is, some of the most powerful transformations happen in the moments when you feel powerless. Feeling stuck is not your enemy. It is the quiet, intense energy before your leap forward. Before we continue, if you want to stop relying on chance and start controlling your future, subscribe to this channel now. Hit that button, because the work you do today shapes your destiny tomorrow. One of the hardest things about feeling stuck is the comparison trap. You look at other people, friends, colleagues, influencers online, and you feel like everyone is ahead. You see their accomplishments, their recognition, their progress, and you tell yourself, I should be there by now. I am failing. But here's the brutal truth. Your life is not a race against anyone else. There is no universal timeline. The journey you are on is unique, and the pace is designed for your growth. People may be running, but they may not even know where they are going. Some of the successful people you admire are also struggling in private. Comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 is unfair and destructive. Feeling stuck is not being behind, it's a signal to focus on your own path. The question is not, why am I behind? The question is, what can I do today, right now, to move forward? Many people feel stuck because they have unconsciously chosen stagnation. They've allowed fear, doubt, and indecision to create invisible walls around themselves. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of change. But understand this, stagnation is never permanent unless you accept it. Life will push you forward, whether you like it or not. But the difference between someone who grows and someone who stays stuck is action. Action doesn't have to be perfect. Action doesn't have to be big. Even small steps create momentum. A single decision to try, to learn, to act, to think differently can break the chains of stagnation. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a master of your choices. And every moment you spend feeling stuck is a moment you can reclaim by deciding to move forward, even imperfectly, even hesitantly, even one tiny step at a time. Feeling stuck can be painful, but it's also an opportunity, a chance to pause and reflect. When life forces you to slow down, it's giving you the gift of clarity. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? Where am I settling? What have I ignored that my soul is screaming for? What habits, relationships, or beliefs are holding me back? Reflection is not a luxury, it's a necessity for growth. The people who break free from feeling stuck are those who are brutally honest with themselves. They look in the mirror, they confront their fears, and they refuse to settle for a life that feels like a cage. Reflection gives you perspective, and perspective gives you direction. Feeling stuck is your mind and soul's way of saying, it's time to awaken, it's time to make a choice, it's time to act. The moment you take action, no matter how small, the feeling of being stuck begins to dissolve. Action creates momentum, action produces results. Action gives you confidence. You do not need to know the entire path before you take the first step. You only need to take one step in the direction of your growth. Pick one thing you can do today to move forward. It could be as simple as writing down your goals, reaching out to someone for guidance, starting a new habit, or learning a new skill. Momentum compounds. One step leads to another. One decision leads to the next. One effort builds into a routine. One routine builds into a transformation. Feeling stuck may be uncomfortable, but discomfort is the birthplace of growth. Freedom comes not from wishing things were different, but from doing something different. Feeling stuck often comes from how you see your circumstances rather than the circumstances themselves. Your mind has a natural habit of magnifying obstacles, turning challenges into permanent barriers, and painting fear as reality. But what if you could reframe this? What if you saw being stuck not as a failure, but as a signal, a message that your life is ready for transformation? The truth is, obstacles are not walls. They are stepping stones. Every person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, began with a moment of feeling trapped. The most important thing you can do when you feel stuck is to change the story in your mind. Instead of thinking, I can't move forward, start asking, what is this teaching me? What can I do differently? Perspective shapes reality. When you see your stuck moments as opportunities rather than punishments, fear begins to lose its grip. You start noticing small possibilities that were invisible before. You begin to see paths where you thought there were none. You realize that the life you want is not blocked. It's waiting for you to take ownership, to adjust your lens, and to step forward. Your perspective is your superpower. By reframing, you reclaim energy, focus, and hope. And hope is the spark that lights the fire of progress, even in the darkest moments. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when life seems stuck, as though your situation is so massive that one person alone cannot change it. But progress does not happen in leaps. It happens in steps, one after another. Small actions repeated consistently create momentum that compounds into transformation. You may feel like the first step won't matter, like the effort is too tiny to shift your life, but every great change begins with a single choice. Commit to learning something new today, to breaking one limiting habit, to having one honest conversation, or to reaching out for support. Action builds confidence. Momentum begets motivation. And the act of moving forward, even imperfectly, begins to dissolve the heaviness of feeling stuck. Remember, you do not have to see the entire staircase. You only need to take the first step. Every giant leap in history started with small, intentional steps. A small win today can grow into a habit tomorrow, a breakthrough next week, and a life-changing transformation in months or years. Stop waiting for permission, stop waiting for the perfect plan, and start moving. The steps you take now will shape your destiny, and even if you stumble, every effort compounds into forward motion. Being stuck is not permanent, but inactivity is. Take the step, one step, and then another. That's how freedom begins. One of the reasons people feel stuck is because they are avoiding discomfort. Fear is a natural companion to growth. It shows up as hesitation, self-doubt, or the illusion that staying safe is better than risking change. But here's the truth. Discomfort is the engine of transformation. Every time you feel resistance, every time your heart races before making a decision, every time you feel uncertainty about taking action, that is the exact moment growth is waiting. If you avoid it, you stay stuck. If you embrace it, you move forward. Fear is not a stop sign. It's a guidepost pointing toward the areas of your life that need courage. The people who have created extraordinary lives are not fearless. They are uncomfortable with fear but choose to act anyway. They understand that every breakthrough is preceded by unease. So the next time you feel paralyzed by fear or uncertainty, take a deep breath and lean into it. Do the thing that scares you. Speak the truth you've been avoiding. Start the project you've been delaying. The discomfort will be intense, yes, but temporary. What will last is the growth, the confidence, and the momentum you build by refusing to let fear dictate your life. Feeling stuck is often amplified by the environment and people around you. Negative, doubtful, or complacent influences can reinforce the feeling that you cannot move forward. But if you want to break free, you must consciously curate your environment and your circle. Surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and uplift you. Those who have vision, discipline, and courage. Read books, listen to speakers, watch mentors, and consume media that empowers you to think bigger and act bolder. Your environment will either limit your potential or amplify it. Small daily exposure to growth-focused influences rewires your mind, shifts your beliefs, and opens possibilities you never imagined. The people and information you immerse yourself in act like magnets, drawing you towards stagnation or momentum. Choose momentum. Surround yourself with those who see what's possible, who celebrate progress, who refuse to accept excuses, and who hold you accountable. Your journey out of being stuck is not just about action. It's about the ecosystem you create for yourself. When your world is aligned with your growth, feeling stuck becomes temporary because your environment will push you forward, even when you doubt yourself. Breaking free from feeling stuck is not instant. It takes patience, but not passive waiting. Patience is the ability to endure, to persevere, to persist while growth quietly unfolds behind the scenes. It is understanding that the results you want are rarely immediate, but every action you take today plants seeds for tomorrow. Many people confuse patience with inactivity, and that is a trap that keeps them stuck indefinitely. Real patience is paired with relentless effort. It is taking small steps, reflecting, learning, adjusting, and staying committed without losing faith. Life moves in cycles, and breakthroughs often arrive after long periods of quiet work, preparation, and resilience. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Keep moving even when results are invisible. Keep learning, growing, and believing. The feeling of being stuck is temporary. Your persistence and consistent action are permanent. With patience and effort, what feels impossible today will feel inevitable tomorrow. The key is to keep moving, keep believing, and never surrender to the illusion of being trapped. Feeling stuck often comes from a sense of helplessness, like life is happening to you rather than because of you. But the truth is that you are the architect of your life. Every choice you make, even small ones, shapes your reality. You may not have control over every circumstance, traffic, economy, other people's actions, but you always have control over your response. Ownership is power. When you stop blaming your environment, your past, or other people for where you are, you reclaim authority over your future. This doesn't mean you have to have all the answers, but it means you are willing to act, even imperfectly, and accept responsibility for your results. Ownership eliminates excuses. It fuels courage. It allows you to make decisions that align with your purpose instead of waiting for permission or approval. When you take full responsibility for your life, feeling stuck loses its grip. You stop feeling like a victim, and you start feeling like a creator. Every action becomes intentional. Every failure becomes a lesson. Every small success becomes a building block. Freedom begins the moment you stop letting circumstances dictate your story and start writing it with your own hands. Comfort is a silent jailer. When you choose ease over growth, familiarity over risk, or safety over ambition, you trade progress for temporary relief. Many people feel stuck because they have allowed comfort to become their cage. They wait for ideal conditions, for the perfect time, for external validation, or for others to lead the way. But life does not wait. Opportunities pass by quietly, while hesitation and fear linger loudly. Growth, fulfillment, and breakthrough live on the other side of discomfort, in the space where courage outweighs fear. The longer you remain in your comfort zone, the more your potential atrophies. You must remind yourself daily that discomfort is a sign of progress. It is the tension that stretches you, the friction that propels you, the resistance that trains you. Feeling stuck is often the result of avoiding the stretch your life requires. If you truly want transformation, you must embrace challenge as a companion rather than an enemy, knowing that each uncomfortable step is a step toward freedom, achievement, and fulfillment. A major reason people feel trapped is their fixation on things beyond their control. The opinions of others, unpredictable outcomes, the past, or circumstances they cannot change. This mental weight becomes a prison. But freedom begins when you accept that control is limited and your energy is precious. You cannot force events, manipulate people, or guarantee results, but you can control your effort, your mindset, and your choices. Letting go of the uncontrollable is not resignation. It is empowerment. It is deciding to focus your energy on what actually moves you forward. It is choosing action over worry, growth over anxiety, and persistence over paralysis. Every person who has broken free from feeling stuck has mastered this principle. They focus intensely on what they can influence and release attachment to what they cannot. When you internalize this, you reduce mental clutter, increase clarity, and redirect your energy toward progress. The chains of feeling stuck dissolve when you stop trying to control the uncontrollable and instead channel your power where it truly matters, into yourself. Feeling stuck is not only mental, it is physical and emotional. Momentum, the invisible force that propels people forward, is built through consistent discipline. Doing the right thing, even when you don't feel like it, creates a rhythm that gradually carries you out of stagnation. Discipline is not about punishment. It is about mastery. Mastery of your habits, your focus, your energy, and your time. Start with small, achievable routines. Waking up early, exercising, reading, journaling, planning your day, and watch how these small actions compound into confidence and growth. Each intentional step reinforces the belief that you can take control of your life, that you can create change, and that you can overcome inertia. Momentum begets motivation. Action creates energy. Even on the days when you feel exhausted, doing something small keeps the current moving. Discipline transforms stuck into steady progress. By committing to regular action, Even without immediate results, you build a life that moves, evolves, and eventually breaks free from the chains of stagnation. Finally, the foundation of breaking free from feeling stuck is belief. Belief that your current situation is not permanent, belief that you have the ability, courage, and resourcefulness to create a new reality. Belief that transformation is possible, even if it is slow and uncomfortable. Without belief, action falters. Without belief, momentum dies. Without belief, growth is impossible. But when you embrace the possibility of change, when you commit to seeing a better version of your life, you open doors that fear and doubt had locked. Change is not guaranteed to be easy, but it is guaranteed to be possible. Every person who has ever escaped stagnation began with the simple act of believing that their future could be better than their present. That belief fuels action, sustains discipline, and inspires courage. So if you feel stuck, know this: your breakthrough is already within reach, and every step you take toward it, no matter how small, brings it closer. Hold the belief, take the action, keep moving. Your life is waiting for you on the other side.